Hi, guys. Happy holidays and welcome back at long last to Candlekeep Mysteries, the Book of the Raven. When we left our heroes last time, they had been following a mysterious map and took them past some lovely scenic landmarks, posing, if I remember rightly, the question, why? Many times. But yeah, they ended up finally getting where they needed to be. And now they are here, poised at the doorway of this creepy-looking mansion. As I recall, Rain's hand was on the doorknob when we last left. Anyone want to add any color commentary to that? Many times, but
I was very excited to use the door
they ended
knocker.
up finally getting where they needed to be.
And we did see lights going in and out through some of the windows.
True.
But I don't think we had made it inside yet. We were just opening the door.
How can I? I've gone and done a handout. There we go. There is this. Huddle characters. There you are. And the door was right here at the top of the steps. And since my voice is not A1 still, I'm going to be relying on you guys for a fair amount of the commentary. So how are you going to proceed?
Well, we did notice that there was movement in the house, and it responded to rapping on the door. But we couldn't quite discern what it was, as it was on the second floor. But Rain, being the impulsive little upstart that he is, I'm going to continue opening said door.
Right. You want to show me what order you're all in? Yes, I'm going to make you commit to a marching order.
I'm right there.
Yes.
Shocking.
Right there. Everyone else is hovering. Excellent. All right.
Nobody wants to be behind me.
No. We learned that long ago.
There are rusty iron hooks lining the walls of this room. There are a couple of implements, shovel, a rake hanging from the hooks. There's also a dusty cloak draped over a hook next to a round-topped door in the south wall, which would be here.
Okay.
Is there a door on the west side?
There is a door on the west side also, yes.
Now, when you say rusty hooks, are you talking like hay baling hooks or hooks as in coat hangers?
These are coat hooks, like hooks to hang things on. I say coat hooks. They also seem to be implement hooks, since that's 2 out of 3 here. It's implements.
Right, but they're not. They're small. They're not dangerously. I'm not walking into a.
This is not
film.
weaponry, unless you can hurtle somebody against the wall at the height of about 6 feet.
Well, I mean, you are talking about a barbarian. Okay.
I was thinking Candyman right out of the gate.
You too?
Yeah.
All right.
Like,
so I'm going to step inside, and my curiosity here, move me. Okay. So I cannot see the stairs. There's a wall there.
There are walls, yes.
So I'm going to step around the corner gingerly and see. Is there any indication that there is an occupant of this abode? As in, are there shoes, coats?
Roll me a perception check. Let's see what you can actually notice.
Most likely my feet. Not too bad, 15.
You notice there's the biggest giveaway would perhaps be the cloak, because a cloak implies that somebody is going to be wearing it. There is no footwear. There isn't a lot of stuff here, not a lot of evidence.
Okay.
You said that the cloak was dusty. Is the floor dusty as well?
Not horrifically. I will say even with that perception check, you can smell there's a certain humid, wet, damp quality to the air here.
Okay. Speaking of odors, we saw the light running about. Is there, and this is going to be a fun question because I've never asked this one before. Does it smell like burning candle wax?
Not as far as you can detect. No.
Okay. I want to walk up to that cloak and start digging through through any pockets if there are.
Okay, right away, as soon as you touch the cloak, a couple of moths fly out of it. They may have startled you, but that's it. These are not killer moths or giant moths or weremoths. They're just
I shoot an arrow. No,
It's Mothra. Where's Gamera?
try not to kill the DM before we're like 10 minutes into things.
No promises.
Yeah, Ting will
there
check
is
the
a
door.
rusty iron key in one pocket. Because there's always going to be something in a pocket.
There has to be. All right. With said rusty iron key, looking at the two doors,
Yes.
I know Ting is standing over by one, so I would like to wander over to the other. And I'm going to put my ear to the door.
Go ahead. Well, I assume you're not resting against the door. So give me a perception check, please, again.
Slightly better, 17.
Yeah, you do not hear anything in there.
Okay. And then I'm just going to look expectantly at Ting.
Okay. Ting will listen to the other door, see if she can
Okay,
hear.
go for it. Give me a perception for that one.
Alrighty.
You do not. Nice dice. You don't hear anything in that room either. Seems quiet.
Do either of these doors have a lock on them?
Neither one have a lock.
Rock, scissors, paper, see who goes through what door?
Yeah, we'll do the old dagger and push on the door with me. Or if it pulls, I'll pull it.
It opens, actually, both doors open outwards from where you are. So they open into the other rooms.
I'm not opening mine. I'm going to err on the side of what little caution I have and follow Ting.
All right. Just want to make sure I'm going the right place. This is important. You look into this room. It does seem to have a pretty sharp contrast. There's a gold inlaid table and off to one side with an artistic arrangement of very overstuffed chairs and a couch around it. You can see from where you are, Ting, yes, you can see there's a cabinet over here which has glass decanters and wine goblets. This room looks a lot more like somebody's been here. You do not see any dust.
I'll cautiously step in.
Wait. I just made a grave mistake.
Uh-oh.
This is a strange building. Back up, Ting. No, I would love to talk to the architect. That's not what you see when you walk through this door.
Ruh-roh.
That door goes downstairs. I know. It's a strange building. It's got like 1.5 things happening. So and I missed it. This is what happens when you wait too long between games. So, in point of fact, what you see, Ting, is a stairway leading down, very dark and gloomy.
Okay.
Where do those stairs go?
Down.
Yeah, they go down. We saw lights upwards. Do we want to go down, or do you want to?
I think we should find out who's here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn to the other door and I'm gonna poke it open.
This one, at least, is normally aligned on the same floor. Thank God. You'll see when you guys look at this chapter. It's a nasty one. I think I spent half an hour looking at the map going,
What?
what?
I've done that way too often.
These stairs go there and those, wait, what? So, yeah. This room, on the other hand, is very clear. The light is entering the room through a bulge in the north wall, where there are a couple of windows. They're cracked and broken. Most of the furniture in this room is covered with dusty sheets. There are cobwebs stretching across various surfaces, which is made easier given that there are quite a large number of hunting trophies in this room, with cobwebs artistically draped from one to the other. So you can see the spiders have had quite a while to get cozy in this room. What else? What else would you notice?
And I'm gonna wander in a little bit so I get a good view of the room.
Going a little further, you would notice over the fireplace, there is a paler spot on the wall above the fireplace.
As if something once was there but is no longer.
Yes, it is a rectangular place.
Here or
No,
over here?
here.
Okay.
Okay.
None of the furniture seems to have been disturbed, but that one spot has.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, are these trophies mounted on rectangular shaped backings, or?
There's a certain variation. Most of them, however, do seem to be either oval or sort of crest shaped,
Okay.
but none are rectangles. And this space above the fireplace is much bigger than the base of any of the trophies that you can see.
That was my
In the
next
back.
question. How much larger is it? Well, curiosity. I'm going to wander over and I'm not, my hands are above my head as I look around at everybody else. I'm not touching anything. And I'm going to look over the fireplace. With the amount of dust that has settled here and that barren spot on the wall, does it look like it has been barren long? As in, has dust had a chance to settle in the nooks and crannies?
Well, I mean, it's a rectangle, which is simply a discoloration on the wall.
Right.
So there are no. It's roll me an investigation check.
Oh.
Okay, hot shot. You immediately realize that, yes, of course, this is a flat surface, so there would be no dust collecting.
Okay.
It's more a question, your mind is now twirling over the possibilities of how long something would have had to have been there to have created this contrast in between the wall behind it and the rest of the wall, and then how much longer it would have to be away in order for the difference to still be there and not to have been corrected by time.
Mm-hmm.
And that sum is actually beyond your ability to calculate, but you're having fun with the mental exercise.
I don't know about fun, but I'm having a mental exercise.
Well, Rain is doing squats. Oh, never mind.
What are you
So
up to, Gal?
Galway, you're standing near a staircase that leads, as near as the architect could figure out, about halfway up, it seems. It's not a full-length staircase, but there is a landing here at the top and a door beside it. So this staircase goes up maybe half the height of this hall, which is a fairly high ceiling. It's a good maybe 12 to 14-foot ceiling.
Is there dust on the floor? And aside from, if there is, aside from the footsteps of Rain and Ting and Galwin, are there any other voids or footprints in the dust?
Give me investigation, please. You can see definitely more footprints in this general area. The stairs, particularly, you notice things like the railing does not have dust on it. So this stairway has been used, you would say, more recently than other parts. This side of the room, for example, doesn't seem to have much disturbance in the dust.
Okay.
Ing's gonna peer around this corner, see what's over here.
All right, looking down, remind me it's been a long time. Ting has dark vision?
No.
No. Ting would see maybe just a bit down the hallway because it's kind of gloomy in here. Looks like you could see it. Some sort of furniture down the end of the hallway. Could be a table. Hard to say.
I will cast light on my dagger.
All right.
And obviously keep it out of the sheath and shine it down to see if I can see a little more.
I am discovering how very, Now I'm making a note of a fog region that I want to correct next time. Wow, it's a bad thing when a long time goes by between games and you haven't had a chance to look at it. So go down the hallway, Ting. It's fine. It's here.
Okay.
I can't unfog the hallway without unfogging everything.
Oh, you could do it with a paintbrush.
I know, but learning how to do the paintbrush right now is going to be tetchy. So we'll just say that I've unpainted that hallway.
Okay.
Yeah, so you move into here. It's a circular chamber. You would have seen enough of the outside to notice that there's a bit of a tower structure off at one side. This would seem to correspond with that. It's got a large oak dining table, 6 high-backed chairs. Again, this whole hunter theme. These chairs all have carvings of images of stags on them. There is a pretty kitschy, gaudy chandelier over the table, which is fastened up with ropes. It looks like it was fairly well secured just in case time had made deprivations on it. There are puddles on the floor, you notice, under each of the windows
Okay.
because they're somewhat cracked or outright broken, and over time moisture is seeped in there. So you've got a little bit of a puddle there, and a fireplace on about 1/3 of the way around the room clockwise, which is very darkened by soot.
Okay. So I'll work my way over to the fireplace.
Mm.
And while I'm there at the fireplace, I'll look around it to see if it's had any recent fires or if it's something that's probably been dormant for a while.
Okay, give me investigation, please.
Ah, boy, I am just.
It's a nice fireplace. Maybe come down. You never know.
Yeah. Boy, soot. Nice.
Yeah. I mean, you can see there's no wood here. And simply dead chunks of cinders at the bottom. So it was never swept clean, but you have no idea how long it's been since there was a fire here.
Okay. Same thing.
Could have been 2 days ago, could have been 40 years ago. You don't know.
Okay, I'll turn around and look at the table, under the table, around the table, kind of just curiosity.
All right. Give me another investigation. Just to give a good snoop. There is pretty much nothing here that you hadn't already seen. It's clear to you based by the patterns, even as you're looking around. I mean, you bump into a chair, it moves a bit. You realize it's left a little trace in the dust and dirt on the floor. So this is not a room that has seen much traffic over quite a while, you would think.
Pretty
But
clean
you
room in here,
don't-
guys. No gum under the table either.
Is this a doorway as well?
It is, yes.
Elwyn's going to step forward. While she's doing that, she's taking a hanky out and she's gonna dust off this little trophy over here. It's just it's it's frustrating to see such a nice place left in such disarray.
So
She's also
Gollum,
peeking down the hallway as best she can.
this doorway is already ajar, so it's easy enough to peek in. There's actually even a scent here of food. The scent of meals gone by. The tables are wooden, so of course a certain amount of food aroma is going to be soaked up. The hearth itself was used for cooking. Further you go into the room, there are pots hanging from hooks around the room. There are, if you go and snoop, there are dishes, there are cleaning supplies. There are also quite a number of very surprised mice, which are beating a hasty retreat across the floor as you enter in.
Elwyn is stomping trying to catch him, but probably misses.
Give me a dexterity check.
Just straight decks.
Yeah, just straight dex.
Nope, 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 nope.
The ultimate test.
She's
You
60.
are-
Seriously, she's not
Oh,
that fast with mice.
Not a mouse killer. These mice they actually even slow down after you try to stamp on one of them because they realize you're not as scary as you look.
She goes, nah.
They've all disappeared already because mice, right?
I'm gonna go take a peek at the hearth, just kind of look around, see if there's anything out of place.
Give me investigation. Yeah, this is an easy one actually. It's quite clear to you that somebody has been using this kitchen.
Recently?
You would say so as you look around. I mean, there are dirty dishes stacked near a wash basin. If you poke around at them, you can see this is not age-encrusted food stuff. This is fairly fresh, dirty dishes.
All right, so definitely not a bachelor's pad.
That's a little hard to tell, dear. It could potentially be.
No
Some
pizza.
bachelors are neater than others. Right. And pots, just general things. Because pots are fascinating, I'm gonna go take a look inside this one over here.
That one actually seems pretty innocuous. I would ask, are you going to be digging through cupboards and things, or?
Well, it's always polite to check what various cooks use in their production, and it gives you something to talk about.
You can see actually the pot over on this table. There's a plate on top of it, sort of like it's not a cauldron. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a ewer, basically, but it's got a plate on top. And if you peek inside, you can see their little bags of spices and things in there. And you deduce that the plate is to keep the mice from getting in there.
That's quite smart. And I'm going to reach in and pull out one of the little bags.
Yeah. Looks like time, actually.
Hey, you got time.
I have time all over my hands.
Free time.
If there's no more time, then they're out of time.
I have all the time in the world for these puns.
Time to get moving.
Are there
Oh, yeah.
Are there any other bits and pieces, or is it just all time?
It's a variety. You've got rosemary in there, you've got oregano, you've got savory, you've got sage, you've got a little bit of cinnamon, you seem to have nutmeg. It's the whole variety in there, and this seems to be where they keep it safe from the little squeakers.
Happily going to place all of that in my backpack.
Just all of a
This
sudden
crew is
disappeared.
our terrible cooks, and any spices we can use for all that pork will come in mighty handy.
I brought the cooking utensils. I didn't bring the cooking stuff.
We have to go back and get the pigs.
They're still doing their thing.
They're still smoking when the house is burning down.
Right.
Question.
Well,
How's the ambient,
aromatherapy if anybody wants it.
how's the ambient temperature compared to outside? Did we have a change in temp, or is it? I know you said it. I think you mentioned musty and
Yeah, it's a little dank. It's not colder inside, but it's not noticeably warmer either. The only difference you feel is the humidity, that it seems like an awful lot of this is just a big old stone house that doesn't have fires lit in it often enough. The kitchen would have felt a little homier, actually, and not quite as damp.
Is this in this corner?
Ah, trick questions.
Black velvet.
Yep,
It's
looks
a
that way.
timeout chair. That's where Rain needs to sit.
Dang it.
Yes.
Why is
It's
there
actually
always...
the partner to the table sitting in front of the fireplace, which is, somebody came in here and randomly rearranged furniture. It just happens to be an uncovered piece of furniture, but that's
Uncovered
it. It's a chair.
And you said that the staircase here leads up.
Yes, it does.
Well, I'm not seeing a lot here. Shall we head upstairs to see what's there?
I agree.
I
Unless
want
we're
to,
gonna-
before we head upstairs, I want to grab one of the cloths covering a chair and then pull out my little tiny pig sticker knife and cut a couple of holes in it and start walking around like a ghost.
images of Charlie Brown just
Yes.
popped into my head.
Yes.
Actually, I'm having visions of a pig pen with, like 27 holes cut in it.
But yeah, seriously, I want to throw it over, cut some eye holes in it, and start walking around like a ghost.
Okay, question. Do you cut holes for your horns to fit through as well?
No, I'm not that smart.
It's kind of the
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah.
It's a look.
I wanted
Like
to.
it comes down to halfway down my calves.
hobnail boots and a ghost on top of it.
Exactly.
Now, very important question, reindeer.
Reindeer.
Very festive. This look, it's an interesting look and very enjoyable, but is that going to impede the use of your weapons in any fashion? I mean, we're really in an area we don't know well.
Maybe I'll
Just
scare them
asking.
first.
Okay, we'll give you that.
Maybe he'll get advantage with intimidation.
I'll just go boo and jump out at him.
Heat-induced intimidation.
Indeed.
Well, Goblin with all of that is going to step up to the stairs.
All right. They seem solid.
Thing will follow.
We're going to.
The ghost is preceding you, I gather.
Oh, on second thought, I was going to check, but okay.
I'm just at the base of the stairs waiting in case something happens.
Sorry,
No, you're at the top of the stairs, buddy.
I think you're at the top of the stairs.
Oh, I had it backwards. My apologies.
They lead up to a little landing here.
Sorry,
Some
was-
shadows don't work. Yeah.
It was backwards in my brain.
Why am I not surprised?
Just
They seem solid, but I just would like to check to make sure, there's There's nothing out of sorts here.
They're solid as could be.
Excellent. I now thump up them as hard as I possibly can.
Bumping up the stairs. Is anybody following?
Ooh.
Ting was thinking about sneaking up, but she's just going to sit and pout at the base of the stairs and kind of wait for everybody else.
There is Galwin. As you reach the top of the stairs, you definitely hear this in the floor right above you. Just this creaking sound as if somebody is tilting their weight back and forth on a really creaky floorboard.
Well,
Or,
I'm going to say quietly down the stairs. We seem to have company about a floor above us. I don't think the mice are big enough or heavy enough to do that.
Let's hope
After
not.
noticing that the stairs seem to be okay after when he goes up them, I'm gonna follow.
All right. You have a door right in front of you. And this is somewhat anticlimactic, of course, thanks to my earlier error, but guess what's on the other side? The door is not locked.
No idea.
I forget.
That's a blessing. It's a room with a nice gold inlaid table and a bunch of overstuffed chairs around it.
Oh, I was looking forward to a hot tub.
With or
The
without
hearth
sheet.
has been used downstairs if you wanted, Rain. I'm sure that there's a basin big enough for at least your head for soaking.
Yalwyn, let me see what your passive is. Your passive perception is fine. You notice also such details as a 6-foot-high harp sitting in the corner of this room. And there's also a heap of, looks like sheets in the top right corner of the room.
That's not me.
it's dead note. The other people that came in wearing a sheet.
Sheldon walks over to the sheet and says, Rain, Rain, how'd you get up here so quick?
I'm a ghost.
Ghost of sessions past. The other three of you are going upstairs, staying down there. with
I'm
hunting.
staying behind. I'm letting them go first.
Now, do we see these stairs?
These stairs which lead up
Okay.
on the far corner.
Aside from calling Rain's name, Gollum used their toe to sort of poke at the sheets. Do these look like the same kind of sheets covering furniture in the other room?
They seem to be the same, certainly the same color and general texture, kind of dusty. Except they're all sort of heaped together now. Rain, you want to give me a perception check, please?
Sure. If
Someone in a sheet jumps out at you.
Yeah. As you're heading up the stairs, Rain, you have a funny feeling you hear this kind of
Oh, God.
like a pig
Pigs.
coming from the general direction of over here somewhere.
I'm curious. I want to wander.
Careful, they're mice.
They're not rats. I'm okay.
Sure enough, you walk into the kitchen and it's like little squeaky voices going, "Damn, there's another one of them!" And the mice all go scattering again. You definitely don't see a pig unless they're 3 inches long and gray with little round ears and a long tail.
Is there?
Seen here.
Hmm?
Nothing to be seen. There's a very nice hog trophy right there.
That's kind of why I backed up. I want to start poking at the trophy at the head.
It displays a resounding failure to snort in any way.
I'm not happy. I heard pig noises. I'm gonna dig around in the fireplace.
All right, you go digging around in the fireplace. Certain amount of grease in there, actually. Again, you can confirm Galwin's suspicions and perceptions. There definitely have been people cooking in here, and fairly recently, you would say. If you stay and do a long enough analysis, you can probably even figure out what's been cooked here over the last 24 hours or so.
No, I'm gonna
But-
pout and storm upstairs now.
All right. So you all see the same things. Cabinet with decanters and wine glasses.
Is there,
Lovely cozy arrangement of furniture.
is there anything in the decanters?
They appear to be currently empty.
Okay.
Are there
Oh,
any
this is
cabinets in
extraordinarily
the?
sad?
Are there any closed doors in this cabinet? Or is it just an open?
They're
open shelves?
just well, they're it's a cabinet with the glass doors, and then there's one drawer at the bottom.
All right. I want to carefully open the drawer.
Carefully open. It's a drawer. It seems to have various like small linens, like little placemats or linen napkins and so on, things
It's
like that.
the doily drawer.
Excellent. Everyone should have a doily drawer.
Antimacassars.
Feel around the drawer. There's nothing else in there.
Nothing else. Might be a few mouse droppings actually, but that's all.
Any paintings on the wall? Anything like that in here?
In this one, nah, there's one against this wall, which is just, a lovely little forest scene with gentle grass path and the sun shining off in the distance kind of thing.
Guess we'll just
Juby
check
or
first.
Minnie, would either of you be willing to check out this harp? I mean, I'm not much of a musician and I don't know a lot about artifacts, but I'm wondering if maybe one of you notice anything. I don't think I'm setting you up for a trap or anything. Just curious.
Yeah, I can take a look at it. I pull out my tinker tools and I must have tinker toys. Something else.
Ray sits down with you and starts playing.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely.
And just examine it. Is it in tune?
You're 3 foot tall. Okay, this harp is about twice your height, first of all.
Okay,
This harp is 6 feet tall.
so I can only look at the bottom half.
You can look at the bottom half. The bottom half appears to be in tune as near as you can tell. The whole thing is gilded, which at a certain point, the musical aspect has less of an impact on you than the fact that this is a wonking great gilded harp. Might even be worth something.
Can I
It's
take a
all
look at it?
heavy.
I don't think you can stuff this one in your pocket, Ting.
No, I wasn't thinking about it.
Cast inducery large.
And in fact, Ting, from where you're sitting, you're noticing that this is indeed this small sort of coffee table in the center of the cluster of chairs is gold inlaid. I don't know if you would be able to detect the value of it, but a part of you has registered, ooh, shiny, pretty.
King has her knife out, digging at it.
Yeah, I won't dig at it, but I will closely inspect to see if there's any little hidden compartments or chewing gum underneath the table.
Roll me investigation, please.
Well, I gotta get all the way to the top again. Let's see. There we go.
Yeah, it's a lovely table. Does not appear to have any compartments. It's the standard flat plane with 4 things supporting it. But yeah, the thing that catches your attention most is this lovely gold inlay pattern.
King will just twirl her dagger and say, "We'll be back for you."
Well, shall we head up?
Winnie, did you check the rags over here? Look through those, or
I did. They seem to just be sheets full of dust.
They probably covered the furniture.
That was my thought.
King will zip upstairs. Try to zip upstairs quietly. Pick the
one last
dagger.
question on the harp.
Mhm.
You said it's all gilded. Are the strings normal harp strings, or like so? It's a playable, or are
It
they?
is. It's playable. They're
Okay.
normal strings. It's just a
The
fair
rest
amount
of it is.
decorative effort has been put into this particular harp.
Gotcha.
I'm still standing by this door pouting because I heard a pig and didn't find one.
Promise it wasn't me. My stomach feels fine.
Okay.
I would like to inspect the harp as well, and I'd like to maybe impose, if possible, my historical knowledge skill to make any determination of monetary value at all to it or anything, maybe an age if possible.
Right? Give me a history check.
History. It seems to elude me, this harp. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it.
You're more of a war horn guy.
I'm just doing a quick check here. Yeah, you're not. I mean, you can tell between you and Min, you can definitely tell this is an instrument. Does anybody have actual performance or, yeah, I'm trying to see if any of you has the ability to detect whether this is a valid instrument or not.
I'm gonna
Can
strum
any of
it.
you play
I'm gonna
any?
strum it like I know how, even though I probably don't.
He's gonna air harp. We don't really have musicians as such, do we?
Nope. There's
Nope.
only one instrument I play and it makes things hurt.
Yeah. Okay. So essentially, for all your fancy talk and rolls, you guys have no clue. You run your fingers across the strings and they go.
How loud?
Sounds very much like a harp.
Now, what I'm going to do, I'm trying to remember offhand, can't remember. Is it 30 strings that a harp has? It has a lot of strings. I would say, who has looked at this? Stubby has looked at it, and Min has already looked at it.
47 strings on a harp.
Oh, you
Thank
beat
you
me
very
to
much.
it.
I type faster.
Strings. I love DM's assistants. They're such good.
Also 7 pedals with raise and lower the pitch.
So I
class
do
string.
count those strings, and somebody has run their fingers across them. Minnock definitely recognizes the fact that, given that you've seen bards struggling to tune a lute, this thing has 47 strings, and yet that cute little strum across them didn't really come up with any clunkers. Odds are good this has been tuned fairly recently.
Until Rain and I start shooting arrows from it.
I like this idea. I like this idea.
What's the A string do? What's
Tuned arrow strings, love it.
And it is only gilded. There's no stones or anything else decorating it. Just the
No.
gild.
Just the gilded. It's kind of enough. Like,
No, listen, but when you go that far with it, some
Why
some are the gaudier the better. So
you
Here,
wanted this to be
at some point, it
bedazzled.
just becomes tacky.
It's already past tacky.
Well, Ting said that she was creeping up the stairs.
Heading. She is indeed. Is she the only one?
I'm standing at the bottom, keeping an eye
As
on her.
you go up, what you can see, Ting, looking up these stairs, is there is a landing ahead. There seems to be a small window because there is some light coming in from the side. And then you assume it's either a hallway or more stairs hooking around to the left. That is what you can tell from your vantage point.
I will creep up to the top of those stairs and peer around that corner.
All right. Definitely another short flight leading up and then a hallway heading off to the west.
I'll just kind of
Westward ho!
do a little hand.
Please don't make me display two maps at once.
Understand that.
I'll pull myself off to the side here until everybody else climbs.
Yeah,
All right.
up through the stairs.
That's fine. We will unfog and let you all cluster and arrange. There you go. You may reassign yourselves accordingly.
Ting, I think you're in the lead.
I'll make some room for people.
I think Winnie is standing on me. Get off!
She said it was a tall ceiling, so you guys are riding each other's shoulders.
Thing is kind of
Yeah, but we've got to do it the other way. You cannot ride my shoulders, for the love of God, woman.
Well, here you weren't exactly clear. All right, fine. I've moved. If you want to clamber aboard, go right ahead.
Thank you. Much better. Better vantage point.
I really probably should have thought that one through a little bit better. Apologies, won't happen again.
Gee, I suppose I could unfog some of the terrain. Yeah. So, Ting, you're coming up to the end of the hallway. You can see it goes around the corner and heads south. Did we lose Ting?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Do you want to take those extra couple of steps to peek down the
Yeah,
hallway, or are
it's
you waiting
black.
for the rest to catch up?
It's pitch black, so I can't see anything.
All right. There you go. You come to a
Okay.
wall there, and then it heads down.
Hypothetically speaking,
Smack right into a wall. Well,
Okay, I'll kind of whisper to everybody. I see several doors down here, and
Yeah.
maybe what looks like more stairs up.
Rain,
What?
if you wanted to go ahead, I would say there's haunting possibilities.
Ooh. I'm gonna creep up behind Ting and tap Ting on the shoulders. Ooh.
Things like
Well, I have the dark vision, so I can help guide Ting as she creeps forward.
yeah, I'm just kind of slowly sheathing and unsheathing my dagger to let out a little light and peek where I can see.
I can check out something if you don't want to, give away your position.
Yeah.
Rain is taller
Rain.
than you.
He doesn't give anything away.
Oh, okay.
So there is a hallway down here. You can see that much from where you are, Ting.
I will peer around that corner.
And going down there, you can see a couple of doorways leading off this hallway, and at the end, it looks like a staircase.
Oh my God, it was built by Escher.
It is.
As-
While we're meandering like this and trying to be quiet, Is there any indication of movement or light that we're noticing?
You are not. Now I'm going to have everybody above table cast back to last time we played. What time of day was it that you arrived here?
Late.
Late in the day, close to evening.
Yep.
That's what I thought. So we are getting deeper and deeper into night. Thank you.
We had decided to press on a little bit before settling down for rest. So
Okay.
I think we've got like
It's-
2-3 hours before it's dark.
Yeah. You've been snooping around a bit. I would think it's probably starting to become a little gloomy in here for those of you who do not have dark vision. It's still workable, but just be aware that that's something that's going to get increasingly difficult in.
Are we
Around-
noticing any like sconces or torches or anything?
Not here, nope.
Where was in the position to where we are? Do we remember where we last saw lights? You know, were they on like this side of the house or this side of the house?
I believe it was on this side of the house or in this area.
Okay.
Did you count how many floors?
From the outside, it looked like 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So it may have been this floor, it may have been a one above. You're not sure.
Okay. Well, I'll just zip down here and what looks like another hallway. I'll go past the door and see if I can see down that hallway.
And I'm going to go this way.
Because
I'm going to come stand right here in case either of you gets yourself into trouble.
all right. Oh, this is fascinating. Ting, you have passed one closed door over here, one open door here, or ajar. And up ahead, you can see a circular staircase that, despite the image, actually leads up.
Okay, that's what I was figuring.
Can somebody explain to me who thought a jar would make a good door?
Same. The
When is
Masons.
the door not a door? When it's a jar?
We're in fine form.
We are being very putty tonight.
So Tingle peek through this open door.
All right. This door,
Door, it's a jar.
as you peek in, it is definitely a bedroom.
Okay.
It hasn't been disturbed for years, as far as you can tell. There's thick dust and cobwebs all over. There's a narrow bed with a pretty ratty looking mattress, but a very elegantly carved headboard.
Mhm.
If you peek in a little further, there's a wooden dresser, nightstand, little padded armchair. The nice looking bedroom, but it's been a long, long time since it's seen better days.
Okay. You just come and listen at that door.
Okay, give perception.
Ah,
Yeah. You don't seem to hear anything in there.
It's not a jar.
yeah.
It's not a jar.
Oh, it's a door.
Test the door to see if it's locked.
Does not seem to be locked. The knob certainly turns as you wiggle it.
Okay. Well, gently push it open.
Okay, looks quite similar to the one you just saw. If anything, even more cobwebs, different arrangement of furniture, but very similar amount of furniture.
Now just tell everybody it doesn't look like there's anything here unless we actually check the dressers or under the beds. The rooms haven't been very active, but there's stairs behind me going up.
Okay. Now, from where I'm standing, I see two things, one on either side of me.
That would be a window,
Okay.
and that is a door.
I would like to open said door.
All right. It is not locked.
Hmm.
Opens into a larger bedroom. Quite spacious. This is the first room actually that you find there are a couple of old oil lamps mounted on the walls. There's a big old 4-poster bed on the south wall. Again, with the familiar stag motif, although this one also has wolves. Opposite is a stone hearth. Got a black marble mantle and a pair of elk antlers mounted above it.
Miles.
No, just an elk. Sorry. There is a writing desk.
Is there a
Only
raven?
Is there a letter open?
Do you hear a heartbeat?
Under a pair of tall windows with burgundy drapes. So this is a pretty poshly furnished room.
Is,
There's a tall wardrobe in the northeast corner, and interestingly enough, an empty dog kennel in the southeast corner.
is this room clean?
It is quite dust-free, yes.
Poke my head out. I found where they sleep.
Scooby
Who's
goes,
they, dear?
I don't know, but there's a dog, I think.
Like in the room?
No, there's a kennel for a dog that is empty.
Evidence of a dog. I understand.
And as I'm saying that, I'm walking away from them down to the end of the hall.
Alwyn would like to check out. Said this is a wardrobe.
This is a wardrobe, yes.
And what was this? A writing desk?
That was the writing desk.
Okay. I'm going to wander over to the writing desk in case there's something important book related here, given this is what I do for a living.
All right, give us an investigation check.
What I used to do for a living, let's be honest. I'm retired now.
You find it actually fairly tidy. A lot of other spots in this house look like they were left as they were. This is a very clean surface desk. There is an inkwell and a quill. There is a stack of paper, nothing written on the paper.
I'm going to lift the quill out of the ink to see if it's still writable or if it's dried out.
Well, the quill was lying beside the ink. The ink is capped.
I'm going to uncap the ink and stick the quill in.
All right. Yes, the ink is still wet. The quill, you going to try writing?
Sure.
All right.
Kilroy was here.
Exactly.
Scooby singing across the room says, "Oh, the guest book.
I
Let
love
me sign as
you.
well."
So it writes. It seems to be fine and functional.
She leaves a little message that says a bit dusty, but otherwise quite attractive.
Ting Ting, I'd like you to give me a perception check, please. Yes, you hear unmistakably somewhere back there the sound of a door creaking open.
Somewhere back. Where would you ping again? Down here?
Oh.
Back here? Oh, okay. I'll peer around that corner again and look behind me.
Give me a perception check. You don't see anything.
I'm just gonna ease back from the door just enough so my face out of the way, and I'm gonna watch both those doors and down that way.
All right.
Minnie, are you checking the wardrobe?
I was waiting until Ting did whatever Ting was doing. Yeah, I want to look through the wardrobe.
The wardrobe doesn't have much of interest. There are clothes in there, but they're fairly nondescript. I mean, a combination of both men's and women's clothes, but
I'd like to
nothing.
check the clothes for pockets, see if there's anything in them.
There's a few, more the men's clothes than women's, but the pockets all seem to be empty.
What about shoes? Anything stuck in shoes?
Nope. There are only a couple of pairs of shoes in here, and there is nothing in them.
Elvin would like to go take a peek at the kennel, and before she starts rifling anything, just takes a sniff to see if she can pick anything up.
Give me a perception check.
The old sniff test.
Yes.
It smells like Lhasa.
It smells like white dog.
It actually doesn't smell overly of anything.
Hmm.
You detect no different smell here than you have through the rest of the room.
A well-kept kennel.
A very well groomed dog.
Velociraptor.
Do I pick up any fur or anything?
If you're really digging, you might, yes. I mean, it's a kennel. There's a blanket at the bottom, so presumably, yes, there would be dog fur on it. Yeah.
Can I tell what color it is?
Looks to be a combination, some quite dark, almost black, the others shades of brown.
Certain colors. Okay.
German Shepherd.
I got 5
Oh.
on the dachshund.
I'm gonna
5
say
silver
Malinois
pieces on it.
myself. Could be Mastiff. Not sure. Long hair or short hair?
I tell you, I keep my bet going.
And it is not a Lhasa unless it is not standard.
Oh, it's
Shade.
definitely not a Chihuahua.
Right. I'm going to continue around to the corner to the next window and look outside.
There's lawn. There's lawn. From this vantage point, you can also see, I'm just trying to see how much map I gave you. Yeah, just even by about there, you can see that iron fence that you had noticed when you were first coming here, I believe.
The little graveyard type thing.
Yeah, from here you've got a better view of the graveyard. You can clearly see there are 4 gentle mounds showing in this graveyard area, which is over there. I didn't actually map it on the second floor because who goes for the bird's eye view of a graveyard? I should have known. Rain. Yes, that is what you are seeing. You are seeing a graveyard with 4 presumably little mounds over where the
Okay.
bodies were.
I'm going to gloss over that and noticing there's a window in front of me. I want to start breathing heavy on the window and start drawing bats and little ghosts and
Is this window next to that Stubby's next to? Does that see outside too?
It does, yes, I can unfog that. From there, you are seeing a lovely little cluster of shrubs, actually. Wait, you moved you. You were at this one?
I was right.
You can see there's a cluster of shrubs by the house over here. You don't really have such a view of the graveyard because it's down there, so the windows are fairly narrow in this hallway. But you can see the grounds.
I want to inspect the fireplace.
All right. It's sooty. Give me investigation, please. Yeah, this looks like it could have been used fairly recently. And as you're thinking about that, you realize this room doesn't smell as damp as the other rooms either. It's more
Are
of a
there-
parallel to the kitchen.
Any loose bricks or stone at all?
Not that you can find, no.
I just kind of stare up at the deer or elk or whatever that is.
I think it was elk antlers. Yes, elk
Yeah.
antlers.
And just kind of like back away.
Ing, you're still eyeing the hallway?
Yeah, I'm listening intently, and I'm going to actually probably, since I'm familiar with what's in the hallway, I'm going to cover up my dagger so that it doesn't reveal any light, and I'm just going to kind of
Okay.
try to sneak over to these doors again.
All right. Stubby and Rain, you're surveying the grounds.
Yep. I'm not going to, I mean, I can see that there's a door there, but I'm not going to open it up until there's at least one more person with us.
Okay.
I
I'm gonna
tiptoe
go
up
back and
behind Rain
kinda-
and I make a pig sound.
Hmm.
I'm gonna tap Ting on the shoulder and kind of give a head nod that we're kind of going this way.
Because okay, I heard the door creak. I don't know if somebody's going to be following us or what. I'm just going to give one more look at the couple doors and then I'll follow back, I guess.
So I'm gonna stay with her.
All right. I would like to open the door in front of me.
I'm sure you would, but it's locked.
I'm going to grab the iron key that's in my pocket and see if I can unlock the door.
It doesn't seem at all the same fit. As soon as you pull it out, you look and you realize it doesn't look like the same material as the lock, and the key is way too large. So no go.
Do you want me to open it my way or should we get Ting?
Did you want to knock like you did the front door? I know there's no knocker.
I suppose. I'm going to
Or we
grab.
could get Ting.
I'll just. Boom, 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 boom.
No.
Okay. I mean, before that happens, you said no.
Now you see Gawain just sort of shaking her head. I mean, you can't take these people anywhere.
I want to say that it's nice having live video. Sorry.
All right. So, yeah, I knock on the door as Galwin's like,
And Ting Ting and Minnock, I'd like you to give me a perception check, please. You're the closest. Ting certainly, and Minnock, you're not positive. You thought you heard something coming from down this hallway. Well, further than that. Ting, you're much surer, and it's from further away, but it was unmistakable. It was this guttural, horrible, last gasp of life kind of scream coming from much further down. Not even the floor you just came from, presumably the floor under that.
So where we came from downstairs,
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of clutch Minnock and say, I think someone or something is dying downstairs, perhaps in the basement. That's what I heard.
And Min, you heard the sound but weren't able to pinpoint location as well, but you definitely heard
I
the
definitely heard something. I couldn't tell how far away it is, but I trust you in those ears of yours.
You want to tell the rest of the we'll have to tell the rest of the group. I don't know whether we want to go back downstairs or do we want to continue.
Well, let's go see what they're up to.
Okay.
I'll come down.
I'm pretty sure you guys could hear me knocking on the door.
Well, yeah, but we never know what the hell that's going to be all about. So
Fair enough.
Now, there has been no reaction to your knocking on the door.
Okay. I'm just gonna turn to Galwin and Stubby. Nobody's home?
Well, I
Something
think in this case it
dying
might be a good
downstairs.
thing.
Hey guys, we just heard a horrific scream coming from downstairs. Ting thinks it might even be coming from as far as the basement.
There's a basement?
Yeah, I don't recall any means of getting down.
Stairs, the door I opened, the stairs went down, and we decided to proceed where Rain went.
That's right.
Well, if someone's in trouble, I think we better go check.
Ting, you want to lead the way?
Sure. Ting will
Or
try to do a stealthy sprint.
All right.
2 words that generally don't go together.
Pitter patter. Pitter patter.
And I'm sitting here going, stealthy is okay. So give me a stealth check possibly with disadvantage.
Okay.
And anybody who's doing likewise can do the same.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna work out really well.
Okay. As soon as Stubby disappears around the corner, I'm going to kick the door open.
All right. How do we do on stealth? You guys weren't stealthy. I think we all knew that was going to happen. But nothing seems to interrupt you. So the 4 of you proceed on and start down the staircase. Rain, give me a strength check, please.
Okay.
Or, whatever you think you should be using to kick this door
Well,
down.
you know,
Just a warning above table, this is a door.
I know. And I
It's
rolled.
usually the BBEG. Just warning you.
I know. I get 1 shot at this and then I'll keep going. I rolled a 15 strength.
You definitely hear the hinges give.
Hold on. I
A
want to
little
double
bit.
check. I want to double check
There's
one thing.
splintering.
Oh, I don't get it yet. I don't get advantage on strength checks yet.
So yeah, you've caused some damage to the structure surrounding the door. The door itself is not broken, but certain things sort of creaked and splintered as far as you could tell.
Oh, dang. Sturdy door. Fine.
You also, at the same time, you can definitely hear creaking on the floor overhead,
Above?
like right here. Yep.
Okay.
3rd floor.
I will run to catch up to the rest of the group.
All right. Back to the ground floor.
Galwin sort of digs in her heels and comes to a bit of a stop on the stairs. Says, now wait a minute. Think about this. We've heard things above us, and now suddenly we have things below us, pulling us away from up. I don't have an answer for it, but it seems a bit suspicious to me.
I heard something when I was trying to catch up to you guys.
Well, and I heard something over my head as well when we were 1 floor down. And we find oddly that this space is empty.
Maybe we should split up.
That always works out.
I said, well, I just heard something dying downstairs. So I was just responding to what we thought we should check out.
Well,
We can go ahead and let whatever it is die downstairs, or we can continue with the creaking upstairs.
I just feel as though something is trying to lead us away from up, which is where we're actually hearing sounds.
Oh,
I don't
we heard
know.
a sound. That's for
Well,
sure.
I'm not questioning that, but oh dear. I'm feeling very indecisive. Perhaps one of you should make the call.
I have an idea.
Oh God.
No, wait.
We passed a kitchen just a minute ago. How about we grab the unused utensils and toss them in the foyer? I think that's how you say the word, foyer. And if anything's trying to escape, it'll make noise by tripping over all the utensils.
But escaping from where?
Upstairs.
I'm sure there's other ways out other than the front door.
I haven't seen any.
Well, I'm not certain we've seen all of the home yet, or
The only other stairs I saw went up. Well, Ting saw was up.
Mm-hmm. The other stairs were
Well-
down.
and that's what has me a little torn here. Is those stairs go up, we're hearing sounds above us, and now suddenly sounds below us. It just seems odd to me.
It
One
does.
door that's locked of all the doors.
Go back. You want me to unlock it?
Ah, well, there's an idea.
Have
The
we,
lock
in
isn't
all of this
damaged.
dithering, heard any more sounds coming from that distant location?
Roll me perception checks. Anybody who's listening?
I'm going to grab a coin out of my purse.
Apparently, I hear nothing.
You can hear the sound of your own voice.
It's lovely, by the way.
I was just.
You basically do not hear anything. I'm going to say Stubby would hear. The only thing he becomes aware of, the house is quite quiet, but Stubby, you can hear there are ravens flipping around outside. You noticed them when you were looking at the grounds, and you realize now you can hear the wings occasionally.
It's just the fluttering of ravens. That's all we heard. Let's go check out the door.
As I was going to say, as they're doing that, I'm going to flip a coin. And I got heads, which means we're going up.
I'm okay with that.
Through
Okay
the
with it.
door you were working on, or up through the staircase that Ting saw?
Well, I think we should check out the locked door first and leave. And I will stay posted in front of the stairs that go up in case anything else happens that direction.
There's apparently a creaking door over here by the stairs, too.
So Ting will head back over to the door,
I'm going to stand right there.
All right.
and Ting will break out her lockpick set.
All right. Give it a whirl.
Strange as it is, the door seems kind of damaged.
Yeah, dexterity.
Door's
Uh,
been bent, and there's no way to open it.
Rain, what do you wear? Do you wear boots or are you barefooting
do you have anything? Let me just see.
I wear boots.
Yeah, that should be a sleight of hand, Ting, for a
Sleight
lock.
of hand. Okay, I use thieves' tools, so sleight of hand's actually
You'll have to
better.
get up to 7 with sleight of hand.
I could have actually used my mage hand to do it too, but
True. Now, you've got a good feel for this. You can feel the tumblers all shifting into place and sliding around. And the clicks sound just like they should. Yet when you go to move the door, nothing happens.
gonna inspect around the edges of the door to see if it's barred or like like maybe there's a deadbolt on the other side or somewhere interfering. Can I see light through the door? Through the edges?
Not a lot because it is getting pretty gloomy out now. I mean, looking out a window, you can see a fair bit, but within the walls of the house with no lights on, you don't see as much. And you certainly don't see light anywhere around the edge of the door. So you can't tell. All you can tell is that the lock is open as far as you know. The hasp, you can move the handle, but the door does not budge.
Okay.
He's
Go
doing
on.
that, by the way, with all the gloominess that's coming on. I'm going to prepare, while he's doing that, prepare my bullseye lantern and hook it on my belt, closed, with the hood closed.
Okay,
I
I'm going
want-
to take a tool and just feel around the edges of the door for anything that, the thinnest tool I've got to feel around the edges of the door to see if there's anything that's keeping this door from opening.
Okay. Moving along the edge of the door, you've got a bit of a feel for which side the hinges must be on, given where the lock was. And there seems to be something interrupting your knife blade as you slide it along there. So you would assume it's some sort of deadbolt or bar or something like that.
Okay.
Rain and Galwin, can you give me perception checks, please? All right. Yes, you both definitely hear quite distinctly coming from the stairwell, so presumably from the floor above, very clear sound of a child's laughter. This little lighthearted, sunny, infectious giggle. And then it's gone.
I think I'm not the only ghost here.
Well, you're certainly not the only child here.
Fortunately, you cannot see under the robe, as I have a very perplexed look on my face now.
All right, Ting is going to try something that I may or may not be able to do. So she knows that there's some kind of deadbolt or something keeping the door closed.
Mhm.
She's going to try to magically concentrate on making her mage hand appear on what should be the other side of the door and feel for that deadbolt and see if she can somehow manipulate the deadbolt open with the mage hand.
Get to see.
Okay.
If
I
you'll
love
allow
these creative looses. Yeah, mage hand is always something you go, eh.
It doesn't say it says a spectral floating hand appears at a point you choose within range, so it doesn't say you have to
Yeah.
see.
Doesn't say you have to see it.
Yeah.
I'm always leery about this because somebody actually once in another game tried to use mage hand to find out if there was a trap somewhere further down the hallway they couldn't see. And I went, you know what? No, I don't think I'm going to let that one flow. In this case, I would say you could. Yeah, I think you certainly could. I'm not sure how you would see it and
I'm
position
like
it.
almost trying to concentrate on my mind and feel, almost like you wouldn't,
Yeah,
feel through a mage hand. So
I'm definitely going to make you work for this one. I just have to figure out how.
okay.
Can Mage Hand feel?
Technically, technically no, but if I may be able to offer a thought,
Go for it.
when somebody likes to reach beyond like that, I generally use either an Arcana check with a pretty decent DC or concentration with a pretty decent DC.
Yeah, because this is nobody can see the other side of the door. So you've got a hand there, but I mean, to me, this is going to be like trying to tie a complicated knot while looking in a mirror, like a double reflection via mirrors. It's really going to be something. So I will ask you.
I had to tie knots blindfolded.
I
by dropping off the edge of a cliff.
Out for a minute that Ting could.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go with Arcana just to see if you've got this kind of control over your mage hand. So give me an Arcana check, please. You don't have that kind of control over your mage hand.
Up against the door.
It was a noble effort because I do like it when people are creative with their stuff.
However,
But-
you do feel the door up and it seems quite happy about it.
The door is giving a happy little sigh. At the same time, Tings. Yeah, who would? I'd say everybody give me a perception check. Please. Galwin's probably oblivious, and I'm not sure how.
I don't know either because I get +5 to perception. Rolling
You
terrible.
would all hear it to varying degrees of accuracy. Minix got the biggest zoom in on this. You just heard that death scream again in the basement. And it sounds worse. This person is in their last throes of agony somewhere down in the cellar.
And so, since we're not getting anywhere with this door, what I'd like to do though is on the handle, I'd like to do magical tinkering. And I'm going to have it, if a creature touches or taps on the handle, there's going to be a 6-second long piercing scream, kind of similar to what's going on in the basement. That would be kind of a excuse me, like an alarm for us, so we know if anybody has opened up the approached that door, opened it up.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
And then I'm going to turn back and I'm going to be like, enough of this. If we're not going downstairs to see what's happening, let's get the hell upstairs and see who we can find up there as
Okay.
quickly as we can.
Yeah. King is going to just come around the corner and say, well, if you want to go upstairs, we need the brute.
Well, I'm going to head towards those stairs and start ascending.
All right. Is everybody else following?
Yep.
With this group, it's best to ask.
It's only me who wanders off aimlessly.
Now, this is going to be quite a complicated cluster, but yeah, you're all there.
I'm flying.
You are
Don't
good.
be
You are-
falling.
It's a little cluttered, and I do apologize.
That's what maps are like. As we get to the top of the stairs, is there another door?
There is indeed a door.
Fantastic. I am going to open said door.
Wunderbar. You're in another charming room.
Oh, fantastic. I'm just going to enter. I'm a little bit anxious because I heard a little kid giggling.
Now, the thing to realize in this one, there are two, you can see it clearly now because the light is sort of in between enough that it makes a big difference. There are two big holes in the roof. So this room is pretty much exposed to the elements. There are shattered clay roof tiles scattered on the floor along with splinters of wood, dry leaves, bird droppings, you name it. The floor is covered with this. If you glance up, you can see there are birds' nests in the rafters. There are two wood frames against the north wall. And built into the window box between them is this wooden storage trunk sealed with a rusty padlock. And there are a couple of tall, narrow wardrobes in the south wall.
Is there a door over here?
There is a door in the south wall, yes.
Okay.
Before that, I am going to check out the chest, and you said it was a rusty lock.
It was a rusty lock, yes.
Does the rusty lock happen to match the rusty key?
I suspect it does, but let me just double check. Yes, it does.
Oh, fantastic. Let us create the marriage of these two things and see what's in the box.
Be useful if I remembered.
You're the DM, you don't have to.
There is in here a suit of studded leather armor, which is sized for a rather solidly built adult human. There's a leather helm, a heavy crossbow, a wooden case with the monogram BB, and 2 hunting traps.
I'm going to take the items out and set them down on the floor.
Okay.
And is there anything else in here, like a small child?
You do not perceive a small child, but just for the fun of it, give me a perception check,
Well,
please.
that's because they have a sheet over their heads and they forgot to cut the eye hole.
I rolled a 10.
All right. You don't see any children that just happen to be hanging around. You do realize that with all of the nature and whatnot, the floor is sort of creaking, but it seems fairly solid. Like it didn't go smoosh smoosh when you walked on it or anything.
Okay.
But you realize the floor is taking a certain amount of wear.
Smush,
And
huh?
Ting will test this door to see if it's locked.
it is not.
The
Quietly
little
push it open.
the little monogrammed box,
Mm-hmm.
is it locked?
It is not.
What is inside the monogrammed box?
15 crossbow bolts.
I'm
With
going to set
luck.
that down with the rest of this stuff, turn around, and wander over towards Ting. It's not a kid,
Alright.
so
Not a kid, we do not care. This room, you can see that the attic has a peaked roof, so it slopes down to east and west. This room is extremely dusty. There is apparently, wait. Ha! Wonderful, I got things backwards. Your DM is totally scrambled. I am sorry. This one also, yes, peaked roof, but a couple of big holes in it. So this also has detritus on the floor, and the room is full of old chairs, benches, tables, whatnot. This was obviously a storage attic for furniture they didn't have space for. There are a bunch of rugs. There's a stand-up mirror. There's many, many things.
So what's this over here?
This is a table. Over there, you've got some, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Rectangular objects that seem to be wrapped in canvas. And as the characters search through the room, their little bird flutters out of hiding and goes through a hole in the roof. It's obviously been making itself at home here.
is there a small child in this room?
There is not a small child in this room.
I'll take a look at the mirror.
You see, as you look in the mirror, a serious-looking young woman who looks ready for action.
And is hungry.
And is perennially hungry, yes.
Who's that?
I'm
just
going
kinda-
to look at Galwin. I heard the kid. Did you heard it too, right?
Yes.
There's no child up here.
I said earlier, at least there's not 2 children up here.
The hidden look of confusion is there yet again.
I do love you, reindeer.
Anything of note in there, Ting?
I don't know. I'm going to use one of my first level spells, and it'll last for about 10 minutes if I concentrate on it. So I'm going to cast Detect Magic and just start looking around the room to see if I see anything that might have a magical aura.
All right. As you're looking around, I'll ask you to do investigation, because this sounds to me like you're doing a full-fledged snoop. Nothing in this room is giving a magical ping, but as you're looking, you realize, well, this is a big mirror. Like a big unbroken mirror like this, that's a chunk of money. So you have a feeling the mirror is going to be worth a lot, because all your instincts are kicking in now as you check the stuff out. The furniture that's been exposed to the elements, not so great. If you take the time looking through the paintings, you'll see they're probably worth something too, because they've been wrapped in this like oiled canvas, so they're protected.
Okay, I want to try to keep myself to like 2 minutes up here looking around this room. And
Okay.
my thought is to go back downstairs while I still have this detect magic, and then maybe see if there's something that's magically keeping that other door locked.
Okay.
Maybe when we hear those sounds again, maybe there'll be something that indicates that it's magical in nature.
Right.
Does that sound like an idea?
Yeah, we heard.
Yeah.
I heard a kid up here, and there's no kids, so now I'm really confused.
Yeah, and I have a feeling that the sounds are some part of a minor illusion, which I sometimes use to distract people that I need to distract instead of seeing me. So, but
I will make way for Ting, so she can head downstairs rapidly.
And
yeah,
you said
not
these
really caring. I'm gonna have my
these are
dagger
wardrobes
fully out,
here.
illuminating
Yes.
the light if I still have it. And
Those are wardrobes.
And before I go down, I just want to kind of look in them and just see if there's anything hiding in there. Or anything of any consequence.
In these wardrobes, give me an investigation check, please. Just checking to see how clever you are. Yes, you are clever. You've sort of checked out this room, and with your knowledge of how things work in manor houses and so on, this should be the servants' quarters. What you do find in here is 5 dusty black robes, 5 pairs of leather sandals, and 5 scarlet sashes.
Anything in the robes or the
No, the robes don't actually have pockets.
okay.
When you say robes, are we talking like bathrobes, or are we talking like
We're
hooded
talking
robes?
vestment type garments, yeah, with a hood. Yeah,
They
Focus.
don't look
Oh.
very much servantish.
they do not.
Ooh.
Mental note made.
Mhm.
What strikes you is that they are 5 clearly, they are outfits, they are of a type.
hmm
So there isn't a lot of variety in what you found here.
And they're in like still in good condition.
They are,
Okay.
yes.
Anybody have any good religion? Maybe to check it, or history?
I have history.
I talk
I
to
have
birds.
history.
Oh, dang, we don't have time for that.
All right.
We don't.
No, I had a thought, but I need 10 minutes, and we're kind of in a rush, so I'm not going to waste our group's 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. Let's follow everyone down.
All
Gotta
right.
keep concentrating on that detect magic as we're making our way back down the stairs, I guess.
All right. So your first stop is the second floor?
Yep.
Rain, what's your thought?
I can talk to animals. I can ask the birds what's going on,
Interesting.
but that's going to take a good 10 minutes. And if we're hearing people die and there's ghosts and Ting needs to find out what's going on with that door ASAP, I can hold off on a minute.
So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to dismiss the magical tinkering on the door.
You're not
Oh,
going to
yeah,
have the
that-
door
yeah,
scream at him?
There is something magical on the door.
While you're making your way down, Galwin is going to pop into that wardrobe up there and just grab one of the red sashes and stick it in her backpack.
All right.
And as long as I still have that detect magic, I'm going to inspect the door after Minok disarmed her tinkering.
You perceive nothing magical on this door.
Okay. And there's now that I've got my like dagger fully out and like kind of illuminating the area, can I see anything and can I see any portion of that deadbolt so that I can maybe anticipate where, maybe which way it slides or anything like that?
From what you could tell poking around with your dagger earlier, it feels more like a bar that's in place across the other side.
Okay.
So a fairly wide one, like you're talking a good 4 inches wide.
Okay, so like almost like a gate door, almost like
Yeah, yeah, that it just slams, it comes down into some sort of notch or something, preventing the door from opening.
All right, I'm gonna try one more time with my mage hand. I probably have to. Yeah, that's the only way. I'll have to drop the concentration. I think on the. I don't know if the mage hand needs concentration. Let me see. I may try one more time to do it.
I'm going to call out to Ting.
Yeah.
Do you want me to use my lockpick?
Possibly. Give me one more shot. I'm gonna try to do the same thing again and concentrate and feel and see if I could push the bar up or slide it side to side with the mage hand.
I'm going to ask for Galwin and Stubby at the same time to give me a perception check, please.
Well, that's gonna go well.
It's okay, Stubby heard it. Very clearly, Stubby.
I
And you
heard
both,
something.
Did you both?
you
Did you
both
both?
heard it just fine.
Good, Bill.
Very clearly, clear as could be, echoing down that stairway, the sound of something glass breaking upstairs in the room you were just in.
I I'm gonna like turn to try to go up, blocked by Goblin. Not pushing him down or anything, but that would be my first instinct.
King. Oh, she can't hear me though, can she?
Probably not.
Shoot. Okay. I'm gonna switch places with you. And
Okay.
I'm gonna go down here and see if I can kind of holler down the hallway. Ting, were you just messing with the door?
Trying to.
Would you give me like the count of 2, maybe 3, and then try again?
Okay. So I
While
will
she's
go.
counting, I'm gonna come back over here and see if this triggers any more noises.
Okay. I'm gonna count 2 or 3 and then try messing with the door again.
All right, so give
I
me an
would
arcana.
have tried to go up the steps at that time, by the way.
Okay, so you're upstairs.
Mhm.
Now I'm trying to think how you will experience this. Um,
This
You
is the
had
existential dread of a DM.
yes. No, this is actually kind of fun. You had the clear impression, Ting, that you had the right spot and that it might even have been moving. But now it's not. And for the life of you, you can't figure out why. Every piece of information you have says this should be working, and yet it's not working.
Okay.
Your mage hand capacity is how many pounds?
It's
5 or 10? I
yeah,
can't
5
remember.
or 10 pounds.
Yeah.
It's
So
10.
if it was moving, it was capable of lifting,
Uh-huh.
and now it's not anymore.
Yeah. Like maybe something's keeping it from moving or somebody's preventing it.
The weight equation has changed, is all you know.
Yeah. It didn't require concentration, surprisingly. So I don't know if I seen any magic while I was attempting that other than my own magic. But
You did not.
yeah, I will just step back and tell Ting, oh, I messed with the door and I couldn't do anything with it. And I'll just keep looking around and listening for sounds and see if there's anything tied to the sounds and maybe what my detect magic may detect.
Okay, give me a perception check. You and Minnock, I think. Yeah, you hear nothing but the ravens again.
Mhm.
I'm going to walk over to Ting. My turn?
Your turn.
Yay. I'm going to pull out my lockpick, which happens to be about 5 feet long and has very large blades at the end.
I'm backing up.
And
Go ahead.
I am going to do my best impersonation of a Kubrick film.
Here's Johnny. Here's Rain.
And yeah, I'm just going to take a whack at the door.
Okay. I should mention, Stubby, you've gone upstairs.
Right.
You hear nothing. Well,
Do I see any broken
me-
glass?
give me okay, give me investigation then if you're checking out up there.
Mm-hmm.
You do not see broken glass.
I scratch my head.
Yeah, you had the impression you also heard the birds. You're wondering if a whole bunch of them are taking off at this point. You definitely heard the wings going.
And I'll scratch my head on the way down the steps.
Yeah, we can't do EVP like ghost hunters.
So yeah, Rain, you're basically going ballistic on this door, is what you're telling me. Yes.
I'm going to punch a hole through this thing so I can see through and figure out how to open it.
Okay. Well, for form's sake, do some sort of strength or what have you.
I will do
follow one.
strength 23.
There's a good size hole in this door. That door hole, not a problem.
And looking through, is there anything physical on the other side that looks to be alive? Is there a person over there?
Not as far as you can see. Now you do have somewhat limited. See, that paintbrush would be useful now, wouldn't it?
That's fine. I'm not too worried about it. I'm going to reach in and feel around for the bar. That's
Let me play with it. You can
Okay.
see basically this. I'm going to give you got dark vision?
Yeah.
All right. I'll give you a clear over to the other side.
Okay.
This place looks a little bit trashed.
Alright.
What you can see, it looks like pieces of broken wood. Certainly the remains. Let me get out of the paintbrush. Against this wall, you can just vaguely see what looks like it was once a staircase, except there's not much left. This looks like a room that saw some kind of something happening, but you're not sure what, because you've got a fairly limited range of vision. One thing you can see is kind of scorch marks on the floor.
Okay. Unfortunately, Rain is very single-minded at the moment. Door needs to be opened. So, yeah, I take that in, but my arm is now through the door and I'm feeling around for that bar so I can make it go away.
Right. Bar gone. Confirms what you saw briefly before you shoved your arm through the door, so that the BBEG on the other side could gnaw it off and leave a gaping wound on your shoulder. Yeah, definitely looks like there was an explosion in here. Glancing up, you can see there's just half a ceiling. The staircase over on this wall is half non-existent, does not look in the least secure.
Does it appear that the staircase led up to what's missing?
It does, yes.
Okay.
This staircase curved up to the next floor.
Is there... I'm just going to turn around. I opened the door, Ting.
If I still have detect magic up, I will look in the room and glance around and see if I see him.
You don't see anything in particular. Are you going to really case it or just...
Yeah, I mean, we got the door open. We might as well really case this place.
Yeah, you can confirm definitely looks like there was a big explosion here at some point. There's scorch marks, particularly on the north and west side of the tower. And presumably that's what took out the staircase that used to be there. You're sure that even you couldn't climb what's left of this staircase. It's just jagged and nasty. What is in place at all?
How
And
tall
does
is the
it look
ceiling?
like there's any
There's
floors
ceiling.
above that are stone above this, or is it just totally cleared out all the way to the top of the tower?
It's like half a floor above you. The side, again, the side that's on the southeast is a little more intact. The northwest, there's nothing. It's just blown away. It
How
was
tall
made.
is the ceiling?
It's about 12 feet here.
There's a
Alright.
way I could
Grappling
and
hook?
get lifted up through the opening of the missing floor.
Well, I'm only 6 feet in height, so that's barely getting you halfway there.
Right.
Mhm. I'm just saying, why do we use a rope and a grappling hook like we did earlier?
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Shot.
Yeah. So we'll, if we can find some place to hook that grappling hook up, we'll just spin it around a few times and
I believe you're still in possession of that thing.
yes. So we'll try to catch it up there on something and see if we can go up hand over hand.
I'm gonna stand right here so I can look at the edge of the floor while Ting is doing that in case anything pokes its head out.
Okay. Ting, what are you aiming for with the grappling hook?
I'm trying to get it up over the floor, maybe hook on the floor, or just find anything that it will hook onto, and then see if it'll latch onto anything that. You know.
Essentially, what you find, you do a couple of passes and you realize that anything you can hook onto immediately crumbles down.
Okay, floor wise too.
The
Like,
floor
is it-
too, because, well, I'm assuming if you spent long enough grapple, pull, you might get to a part of the floor that's sturdy enough to not crumble. But it's a bit like trying to climb out of a hole in the ice.
Mm.
Even though the hole is the only part that's open, as you grab the ice at the edge of the hole, it's going to break. So then you move and grab the next piece and this is pretty much what's going to happen with this floor.
Can we see rafters above this floor? Maybe like beam rafters that are still look intact.
Yeah, that'd be 24 feet up,
Okay,
like a whole other floor above.
I'll try flinging the hook up to get to one of those rafters up there. Then
I need a science check from somebody. Is that possible?
It's possible, but it's going to be very difficult.
24 feet straight up?
Yeah. Rain could probably throw it up there better than I could.
Let me.
I don't think you can. You're against gravity there.
And I mean, you've got a bit of a room to play, but
What about taking a
Shoot,
crossbow,
24 feet. Never
a
mind.
crossbow and bolt
mind.
and tying
on.
the string to it and firing it up into the
this,
rafters?
I'm just going to make my mage hand appear. My mage hand can go 30 feet, and I will carry the the rope up and secure it to one of the rafters.
alrighty. I'll let you carry it up. I'm not sure. Can a mage hand tie a knot?
I'm not asking it to tie.
Doesn't need to.
It's going to be another of those difficult.
Grappler.
Nah,
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
Go,
yeah. It just either hooks over one of the beams or comes
Grappling
around and
hook?
hooks around the rope again.
You see, this is where the DM's getting stubborn.
Eh.
How much does a grappling hook weigh?
Not much.
pound,
Okay.
2 pounds.
Less than 10 pounds for sure.
Oh, I'm thinking of the really good ones.
We got the
4
cheap
pounds.
one.
Okay,
Ones
we
that-
got the cheapies. We're fine.
Ones that come out of harpoon guns and
4
All right.
pounds, 2 pounds. It varies, but those are average.
Successfully went up there, hooked over. You're in place.
okay. And I'll
You've
start.
got a rope swinging from the top. And I'm kind of liking that because I think we're going to stop it there.
okay.
With that grappling hook in place, and
Yeah.
it's just swinging there. And somebody's going to have to go up there
Yeah.
to the unknown.
All
Because my
right.
voice is.
Yeah, give your voice a chance to relax. Well,
We got the rest of the year.
right? We will be returning in right about 2 weeks to see what's up. what we have struggled so hard to get to. In the meantime, if you're interested in finding out more about what Nat 20 Academy does, there is a link in the description thingy below to our Discord. You can come join us and say hi. Otherwise, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your year, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Mhm.
And